To sit in solemn silence on a dull, dark dock in a pestilential prison with a lifelong lock, awaiting the sensation of a short, sharp shock from a cheap and chippy chopper on a big black block. That line, from Gilbert and Sullivan's The Mikado, makes ample use of alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of the opening sounds of words that are in close proximity to each other. Take this line from the opening chapter of Neil Gaiman's Neverwhere. After 4 days of flight, she had found a hiding place, a tiny stone burrow under the world where she would be safe, or so she prayed, and at last she slept. 4 days of flight she had found, where she would be safe, or so she prayed, and at last she slept. Notice the repetition of F sounds in the early part of that sentence, and the repetition of S sounds for the end. So why use alliteration? What does that do for us? Well, for one, it adds a musical quality to our writing. It attracts the ear of the reader, often without her even being aware of it. When we wend our words in such a way, we wake the reader up. Our prose puts forth the call, "This is important, so pay attention." Alliteration also makes our lines more memorable. Take this stanza from Growl Tiger's Last Stand, a poem from Old Possum's Book of Practical Cats by T.S. Eliot. Woe to the weak canary that fluttered from its cage. Woe to the pampered Pekingese that faced Growl Tiger's rage. Woe to the bristly bandicoot that lurks on foreign ships. And woe to any cat with whom Growl Tiger came to grips. Notice all those repetitions of opening sounds. Of course, formal poetry like that is naturally more memorable because of its use of meter and rhyme. But the alliteration in each of those 4 lines adds to the impact of the imagery. This is another factor in favor of alliteration. When well positioned, alliterative turns of phrase make images more vivid, drawing the reader deeper into your story world. Check out the opening line from Ursula Le Guin's The Ones Who Walk Away from Omelas short story. With a clamor of bells that set the swallows soaring, the festival of summer came to the city Omelas, bright towered by the sea. This sentence has already begun building the image of Omelas in our brains, has already invested our attention into finding out more about this city. It's not alliteration alone that builds the image, but it is alliteration that helps lend the sentence its musicality and makes it come alive for us. Now, obviously, you don't want to overdo it. A little alliteration goes a long way. Overuse of alliteration can start to sound cacophonous to the reader's ear and undermine the effect you hope to have. And you certainly don't want to accidentally change the meaning of what you want to say only in order to add an alliterative touch. Sound devices should serve the meaning and the message, never the other way around. Never put style before substance. But as long as you're circumspect with it, alliteration can be a terrific tool to add to your authorial arsenal. Alliteration even appears in the titles of some of my favorite books, titles that really stick in the memory. Robert Heinlein, To Sail Beyond the Sunset. H.G. Wells, The War of the Worlds. F. Scott Fitzgerald, The Great Gatsby. Michael Moorcock, The Weird of the White Wolf. Shirley Jackson, The Haunting of Hill House. Ray Bradbury, Something Wicked This Way Comes. To be fair, that last title was taken from a Shakespeare play. But if even Bill Wigglestick is willing to alliterate, shouldn't you attempt to do the same? I hope you enjoyed this lesson on alliteration. Why don't you give it a try in your own writing? And if you like this lesson, please click those like and subscribe buttons below, and join me next time for some more weird and wonderful words on writing. Thank you very much. Until next time, good luck, and good writing. Peace.